Placing a trade shouldn't be complicated. It should be smooth as butter. The Fidelity app makes investing easy with zero commission U.S. stock and ETF trades, no account minimums, and fractional shares trading. Fidelity, where nothing comes between you and the trade. That's smooth. Download our app free from the App Store or Google Play. Sell orders are subject to an activity assessment fee from 1 cent to 3 cents per $1,000 of principal. No account minimums apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
Welcome to the...
Why, hello there. It is I, Nina, and welcome to another incredibly intelligent AFK with Ninja solo episode. And my lordy, do we have a good show for you today. This is hot off the press stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Talk is spreading that Fortnite Chapter 1 may be returning to us all. I mean, we have to talk about that, don't we? We have to. We'll also get into some trending tidbits, a little digital discourse about why the Detroit Lions are phenomenal and what's been on my mind as of late. So here we go.
Welcome to the...
Ninja check-in. What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you this week?
Oh my God, bro. So, think. Oh my God. I mean, hold on. I'm actually sweating. Hang on. I gotta freaking turn my fan on real quick. The weirdest thing that has happened to me this week. All right, so check it out. And this is probably one of the weirdest things, truly just like the most odd and weird things that's happened to me in a very long time. So every morning I wake up, first thing I do, brush my teeth, drain the old lizard and just hop on like either Final Fantasy 11 real quick, do some dailies or, just play Digimon for like literally 10 to 15 minutes. And like in between certain, little moments here and there, I'll just take a minute to stretch, wake up, drink some water. And then after that, I go and I get my little golf cart and I ride on down to the nearest to the Starbucks that's by Jess and I, so I can get Jess her oatmeal that she loves, and I get just my little morning caffeine, my morning coffee, and it's just a beautiful routine right now because it's very cold, very chilly in the mornings here in Florida. We're up in northern Florida in Destin area, and I'm on my way, making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. And I go into Starbucks and dude, like without a skipping a beat, I mobile order. So I just walk in, I grab my stuff and I go. So I'm in there for literally less than probably 30 seconds. Not even, I'd say 20 seconds. I walk in, I grab my drinks, and this old man, I say old man, he's like a dad, right? Like 50, maybe 60, but definitely in his 50s, just like stands in front of me on my way out with his camera out and just goes, I got to take a picture of this. 1 sec. And just holds up his phone and cuts off my head. You can see that he's not like getting my face. And he just takes a picture of my shirt. And I'm wearing a Jensen Ackles shirt. I'm wearing my Jensen Ackles where it's just a bunch of his beautiful face and his pictures just everywhere. And he goes, my son's name's Jensen. And then just leaves. Like takes the picture and like, that's it.
That is some Florida shit, bro.
Dude, I told the story on stream and literally that's exactly what my entire chat was just like. They're like, LOL, Florida, like Florida man, right? Or LOL, classic Florida. And it was so funny, man. And like the best part is like I'm thinking out there in the world, there's going to be this kid whose name's Jensen who's going to have a picture of Ninja, but that picture is with my head cut off and just me wearing a Jensen Ackles shirt. And I think that that's like hilarious.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, the weirdest, 100% the weirdest thing that's happened to me this week. And I'll keep you guys posted on what happens next week. So
let's keep it on rolling. Digital discourse.
Digital discourse on AFK.
The most memorable photo, video, or just anything on your feed, like your personal feed, in the sense of like that you've posted. I have one top of mind, but your Call of Duty hot take, which is taken up by storm, which isn't really a hot take. I feel like
no, it is though because these guys are these kids, and I say kids, but I mean when I say kids, this is like a gaming term, and literally only my generation will understand it because I don't think that this term is used anymore. But when I was a kid, you just were just talking shit, man, and you just assume like everyone else is like a kid. It's kind of like it's just like the shit talk was like these kids suck, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, when you say kids, you're thinking little children, like anywhere from the age of 5 years old, the ability to play the game, up to even like, teenagers, even in your late teens. So like, these kids suck. So I say kids, it's a term. It's not a term of endearment. It's just something that I have to stop saying because, as a 32-year-old man now, you can't really say that anymore when you're talking trash because it can massively be taken out of context. So that whole spiel came from just completely unnecessary. Anyways, the Call of Duty community has been brainwashed, dude. And I feel for them, right? This isn't me talking trash. I was able to luckily break the cycle because I was lucky enough to play Halo, which was just a much better game. And that's obviously an opinion. But also, it didn't have two studios, so it was just one usually well-polished game that came out every 3 years, give or take, a couple months. So Halo
Keyword
1...
usually.
Yeah, usually, right? I'll get into that, dude. So Halo 1, one of the best FPS games of all time, revolutionized FPS, right? For the Xbox. And then you have Halo 2, literally one of the best competitive FPS games on a console, arguably of all time. Best matchmaking. Obviously, there were standbyers and cheaters. That sucked. But in general, bro, climbing ranked in that game, it was just peak Xbox Live. It was peak online gaming, just at a young age, right? Halo 3, again, another W. Again, these are 3 years in between all these games. Call of Duty, on the other hand, okay. And then sorry, let me finish this thought. Halo 4, awful. Halo Reach, also not very good. Halo 5, didn't like it. Master Chief Collection, average. Arguably one of the worst launches of all time out of a video game ever. Eventually, it only took 2 or 3 games for me to just dude, I was over it, right? Stopped competing, got over it, and moved on in my streaming career to H1Z1, PUBG, and then inevitably and eventually Fortnite. But these COD guys, man, I don't know what it is. Call of Duty has it. They bounce back and forth between Treyarch and whoever, Infinity Ward, and they pump
Treyarch,
out
Activision, Infinity Ward.
Yeah. So they pump out a game every year, dude. You can only change so much of a game in a year, dude. And even if they have a couple of years to work on it, at the end of the day, it has to stay Call of Duty in a sense. They just can't break the cycle. They're trying to break the cycle. I feel like everyone wants to stop playing it, but at the end of the day, they're too perfect at it, man. They release these games every year and the games never get fixed. There's terribly slow to update. And that's one of the biggest issues that actually ends up being, for me, one of the most annoying things about the Call of Duty games that I see other people complain. I can't forget, I don't know if it was this most recent COD or the last COD, because they all kind of blur together at this point, where they launched the game and there was an invincibility glitch or an invisible glitch. It was one or the other. And then they took a month and a half off for vacation. And there's this just game breaking glitch that's in the game for months. And it's astounding. I understand, obviously these, it's a lot to ask. These people shouldn't just be, sitting there working every day of their lives to fix these things. But it's dude, there has to be some credibility, right? You're one of the biggest game companies in the world and you're launching arguably dude, one of the most competitive battle royales there is. Competitive in the sense that people love to play it and it competes in viewership. And you're just gonna take this L and just it's I don't get it. They do it every year. They do this every year, and they can't get enough. The guys just can't get enough of it, man. I mean, literally, dude. These last 2 years, it's been more noticeable than anything. They just can't get away from it, dude. They do these launch parties where they invite all these incredible players. They invite all these professional players. They invite everybody they want to get their opinions of, right? But at the end of the day, I'm going to call it out for what it actually is, man. It's Treyarch, it's whoever the heck it is. They're being smart business people, man. They're inviting a bunch of the most the highest people in the community who pull the most numbers, who are the most influential. They want to, let them feel special. Oh my God, we're here playing the beta. We're here playing this game early at this launch event, etc. And they want to feel included in the community. But at the end of the day, they're just being used to just pump out advertising another COD, and it works every year. And these last 2 years, dude, I sat at a dinner, and this, I guess, is the perfect place to really talk about it. I've talked about it on stream, but let me get it out there. And I'm not going to drop names because at the end of the day, I don't even remember who they were. And that's just me being I'm terrible with names, not trying to be insulting. But last year, I went to the Call of Duty event that was hosting the event. It was supposed to be the launch of all the the launch, right? Oh, here it is. They're releasing everything.
Yeah, COD Next, they do it every year. Their little marketing campaign.
Yeah. They do this every year. So I go there for the first time. I'm you know what, man? Last Call of Duty was lit. It had potential. It was great. People were having fun. I want to play with my boys. That's the thing. I want a good battle royale right now to play with my boys. And at the time, that was like that game where I was like, dude, this might be it. Like, it's in LA. I can do a bunch of other stuff while I'm there. I'm like, let's go. Tim's going to be there. Cloaksy was going to be there. It was super fun. And then we were lucky enough, honestly, to be invited to a dinner to talk with some of the devs, like the top people at COD. And it was, and they have like these are the people you talk to change the game, right? Because this is where a lot of their ideas come from. And these are the people that inevitably have the full control. Dude, I sat there at this dinner and I was incredibly passionate. I had a couple drinks. By no means was I hammered, just having a good time. And if you guys know me, I'm incredibly passionate. I speak my mind and I don't pull punches. I can't tell you the last time I've like been to a dinner or a meeting or met someone and I just like, said just, and held back and was just like, yeah, go. You know what I mean? And just kind of sat there and just was a yes man, if you will. So I told them, I was like, listen, the gulag is trash. Like the OG gulag is one of the best in like inventions in COD. It was beautiful. Other battle royales should copy it. It's been incredible. And they changed it. They added 2v2. You start with fists only. You're not guaranteed a weapon. You run up and there's a freaking pistol or a grenade or a stun grenade, and then a freaking juggernaut drops in. And I'm like, listen, you got to get this out immediately. 2v2. If you want to go 2v2 route, that's fine. But like, start them out with guns. Get rid of this shit. I said I spoke a mind on so many other topics, and they basically and kind of did just literally laughed at me basically at the dinner table. They were like, one guy was like making fun of how enthusiastic I was being. Dude, just one of the weirdest experiences ever. And I'm like, I'm never, so I've vowed to never go to another COD event ever. Am I ever going to not play the game? Or am I ever going to, I'm not going to sit there and say that, because if eventually they come out with a banger and my boys are playing it and I'm having fun with the game, I'll play it. And I also want the games to succeed. Because, I watch streams all day. And if there aren't people who are on Fortnite, which I do love to watch Fortnite streams, like I go to my boys and I watch other streams. And if COD's fun, like, dude, I'd love to play it and I'd love to watch it. It has not been like that for a long time. It just seems like they're not listening. So that's my spiel on COD, bro. I don't even remember what the original question was or how we even got on this, but.
Classic, Tyler.
Classic, dude. Drake's new album.
Have you listened to it?
Yeah, man. I have listened to Drake's new album, dude. I love it, bro. Again, he just has one of these iconic voices that I'll listen to him say and sing and rap anything and really just have it on, and it'll just always be a vibe. Great to listen to when you're driving. Some songs great to listen to when you're vibing, partying, whatever. But I will say right now, and I don't think that this is what he wanted, but there's a meme going on right now where, the song where he's like, money for fun. Dude, and people are like, I don't know, because dude, he's super methodical. He usually knows what's going to happen. I don't know if he did, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he did this line and this is how he expected it to go. But dude, he is being memed so hard right now on TikTok, dude. It is a massive, massive trend where, what's the name of the song, dude?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, hold up.
I haven't heard the full album. I haven't had time.
Yeah. This is Yeet with Drake, right? So Yeet's just like, so the meme is like Yeet's just sitting there all hard and shit, fucking rapping. He's like, I do whatever I want. And then Drake has a line where he's like, money for fun. And they're like, make him look all anime and all cute and shit when he's singing it. And like, they make Yeet look like he's just rapping this crazy, like just looking thug and shit. You know what I mean? Like, just gangsta. And then Drake comes in and he's got those little rainbow dreads on and they make his eyes all big like an anime character. That's the meme that's going on. That's the trend that's going on TikTok. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, there are some really, really funny ones and like really like talented ones where people are just actually like, because they make it animated. And I don't know if that's what he wanted. You know what I mean? Like, was there a single, but I also wouldn't put it past him for him to just kind of be leaning on the internet and to just have these moments where he sings a song, sings a lyric or whatever and raps in a certain way. And then people just, it just blows the song up even more. Because at the end of the day, right now, he's just getting hundreds of millions of impressions of that specific song. I think he's a genius. But I loved it. I still would like, I hate when people say bring back the old Ninja because it's cringe, because it's like me. I've evolved, I've adapted, I've learned, and like it's still me. It always is me. I would love like a little OG throwback Drake album too, at the end of the day, where you just get Take Care vibes. But also, maybe he doesn't want to ever do that. He doesn't want to ever backtrack, because then people might not want to listen to his new stuff. I don't know. Again, end of the day, overall opinion, I liked it.
We're going AFK with Ninja. What's he gonna say?
So let's talk the Detroit Lions, baby. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, mainly because we're actually good this year. And, we had this moment, this massive momentum riding into the end of last year. We were 9-8. I think we were 5-1 in our division, but we still didn't make the playoffs. Very, very saddening. Dan Campbell is just changing the atmosphere. He's changing. He's just changing. It feels like he's changing Detroit, man. It's crazy. The Lions 4-1 right now. Our only loss is to the Seahawks, and I think for some reason, we just can't beat them. If you guys don't know football, if you guys don't know the NFL, just start with the Detroit Lions. Ride this hype with me. Ladies out there, you'll never look better than if you're wearing Honolulu blue, some of the best looking jersey colors out there. And boys, come on, man. Just start rooting. They're a great team to watch. Super fun. We do, trick plays, dude. Fake punts, fake field goals. We're just different. We're different this year. We've been different for the last couple of years, and this rebuild has been phenomenal. And they're just super fun to watch. So I think we have the Bucks going into this week. Nick Merckx, who is a Lions fan, who's from Michigan, but is also now a Buccaneers fan. He just tweeted out his picks, and he picks the Bucks over the Lions. And I'm sitting here thinking, what is this guy on? Baker Mayfield's playing well, but to pick the Buccaneers over your own Lions, your own Detroit Lions, your OG home team, I'm sickened. It's sickening. And that's all I got to say. He is low key though. I'd say he's mainly right now, to save face. He's a Bucks fan, because he lives in Florida now. And he hopped on right at the perfect time because Tom Brady, I think, brought him a Super Bowl. Yeah, no, he texts me every once in a while about the Lions. Last week, I picked him over the Packers. Or 2 weeks ago, I picked him over the Packers, and he was texting me. He was just like, "Ninja, man, you really think the Lions are going to beat the Packers this year?" And then I just told him, I was like, "Yeah, bro, I think we're going to destroy them. I don't think they have anything going for them." And I said, blah 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 blah, this, that, the other, and he's like, all right. He's like, "You actually sound like you know what you're talking about." And I'm like, I know. I'm in a sports show every Wednesday from 8 to 10 Central. So I'm live on my stream. I'm surrounding myself with just massive amounts of football knowledge and just doing nothing but watching 12 hours of football every Sunday and not missing a Thursday night, Monday night game. So
FK with Ninja. We're going AFK with Ninja. What's he gonna say?
And now for the piece de resistance, the potential return of Fortnite Chapter 1. Yeah, you heard me right, guys. Word on the street is that Chapter 1 might be coming back in Season 5, thanks to a rogue time machine that appeared during the Fortnitemares event. We could be revisiting some classic Fortnite moments for an entire month, complete with all of those nostalgic goodies.
What was the first thing you heard of it? Was it on stream when PK was just not shutting the fuck up?
Yeah, PK wouldn't stop talking about it, man. I mean, the guy's just been a conspiracy theorist his entire life. We all know it. But this one actually might be, it's kind of hard to ignore. And let's just, first off, we'll talk about the details, but let's just talk about if it does come back. Or let's just pretend right now, for the sake of this podcast, this little clip, that it is. Wow. I've been saying this for the longest time. I was like, there's no way that Epic will ever go back in time and let people play this, because people might never want to leave, right? People might never want it to ever go away. And they'll be put in an impossible situation where, what do they do, right? Do they listen to the community? Everyone is telling them that this is what they want, and then just give it to them and keep it in that era? Or do they continue to, revolutionize the gaming industry and battle royales and push the limit with all their new items and their new in-game events? And because that's what's happened over the last couple of years, is for the last 6 years, they've just been evolving the game and doing all these crazy updates and, black holes and new chapters and it's been a hell of a ride. But I think they're doing it. Let's look at the evidence. It's all pointing to it. First off, brand new Fortnitemares update. You take on the vampire villain at one of the new areas, and you go into his vault, and in the back of the vault is a time machine. The time machine was there at the beginning of the season, and the time machine now has a new date on it. 2018, July 12th, which is the Chapter 1 Season 5 launch date, which is just what, it's and I think literally in the clip, in the trailer, it says, Fortnite tweeted it out. They tweeted out the craziest heist ever. All signs are pointing to that we're going to freaking steal Chapter 1 Season 5 and travel back in time the leakers are saying, and we got to thank our base Cypher for this, for just letting everyone know that it's going to be every week is going to be a new chapter, or I'm sorry, a new season, and that it's just so crazy. I mean, we could speculate forever on what's going to be actually changed in the game, right? But like, I'm hoping that it's like everything OG. Right? I'm hoping that it's like the way the guns, the way that the OG guns sound would be amazing. I like bring back the old RPG, the way that shot, the way that sounded. Bring back the SCAR. Bring back the OG SCAR sound. You know, when it sounded like a freaking Nerf gun, because that was just so. It was like actually such a pleasant sound to listen to. And they took it away. They took all the ARs away, the OJ AR and SCAR and the tactical shotty, right? Like how far back are we actually traveling? You know what I mean? Is it actually going to be a proper transportation, or is it going to be like, the way that Fortnite is now, just on the map? I mean, time will tell. Stay tuned. But if you guys haven't heard about this, now you have. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, because OG Fortnite, it seems like it's coming back.
How could revisiting Chapter 1 impact competitive Fortnite, just your overall career? Like, what do you think it can do, and what do you hope it does if it does come back?
I mean, let's talk about competitiveness. I don't think it's out of this world that they just pause competitive, right? Maybe throw some cash cups and stuff like that into the new map and the new chapter, and we just go from there. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think, you know what I mean? They're probably not going to have not HCS, FNCS with the new map. And it's only for a month long. So I don't think that it's that big of a deal on the competitive side of things. Or not compared to, but what do I think it could do for me in my career? I mean, again, it's only a month, but what I'm hoping is just for a wild time, man. I'm hoping for incredible numbers, like, a revitalization of YouTube views and viewership, Twitch numbers, etc., wherever I'm streaming. Like, but at the end of the day, I think, because like that's going to be amazing, and I really hope, obviously, that does happen. But I think what I want more than anything is I just want the boys back, dude. I've talked about it earlier on this episode. I want to, when it came to COD, I want a game to play with my friends. And it's what I want. You know what I mean? I want my boys back. I want Lupo and Courage and Tim and Cloaksy and Cypher, and I want everyone to be on. I want all my boys. I want to log on and just see my friends list just freaking littered. Just everyone down to play and making that content again.
And not know who you're playing with. You're like, fuck, yeah. Everybody's on. Like, all right, let's do 2 hours here, 2 hours there, 2 hours there.
Yeah, man, that's how it was, dude. It was like I would log on for years, for almost like 2 years straight. OG Fortnite, I would log on, and that's exactly what it was, Andre. Like I wouldn't know who I'm playing with. Like, who the F am I playing with today? It's literally whoever logs on first, right? Like the group that logs on first is the squad that you're playing with for the day. And I hope that that's what it's like.
Are you are you canceling events around this? Like, what?
Oh yeah.
Are you what are you trying to do? Like, are you just this week, if it does come back, let's not do anything? Like, are you prepped? Are you going to 24-hour stream? Are you going to pull a Cypher? What are your thoughts?
Definitely no 24-hour stream, because I hate 24-hour streams. They're terrible. Yeah, I'm old, man. I'm 32 years old. I can't do 24-hour streams. My body, I can literally feel my body start to break down whenever I do 24-hour streams. My back just gets incredibly sore and things like that. Like a subathon might be something that Jess and I actually talked about. I mean, we obviously want to milk this as much as possible. And I mean that in the best way, because I truly am excited about this coming back. But we want to make the most of it. I guess it's a much better way of phrasing it. We want to make the most of it. So yeah, I definitely want to play as much as possible, stream as much as possible. What does that look like? Not a 24-hour stream, but
more than 4.
AFK with Ninja. This is the AFK chat room. AFK chat room. AFK chat room.
Quick reviews and stuff. I'll just read them out to you. You can react to them.
Okay.
Love. Although Jess is this is from Fold 2002, so I don't know. There might be a year old. Although Jess is my favorite Blevins, #ghosties, my husband and I have been fans of Ninja for years. Maybe they're not one. This podcast is so down to earth and exactly what I needed in this crazy world. It's a reminder to take a break from the hustle of life and prioritize putting energy into the people and things important to you. Tyler, if you ever see this, I hope you feel lots of love and respect. What you've built is amazing and inspiring. Thanks for making us laugh, being a good human, and for sharing this jewel of podcast with us.
Wow. People never cease to amaze me with the kind words that they have to say. Appreciate that so much. Justin, I love you guys. We love all of our fans and absolutely, the point of the podcast as well. Spot on. Like, take a break from everything, turn your brain off a little bit, just listen. And, the things we talk about are light and fun. And yeah, just really appreciate it. More episodes to come. So thank you.
Hey, I wrote that. I wasn't a real fan.
Cool.
I'm kidding. You imagine?
Yeah, sick.
If there was one thing in your streaming career you could change or do differently, good or bad, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. There's one thing I could change. Okay, so I get types of questions like this a lot. At the end of the day, I wouldn't change anything that I've done because everything has led me to be where I am today. And I think that I think I'm doing pretty good. And I believe in like the butterfly effect, right? Ripple effect. You affect one thing and it changes everything. Like colossal amount of events, massive domino effect person. So yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Gun to my head, someone had tell me, come up with an answer, just to come up with one. I mean, I'd have to go with the iconic floss, man, in New York, dude. I would love to have not have done that. But it's so iconic, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone knows about that. So like maybe that moment really was necessary in the arc, in the ninja arc. So
Oh, and that was by Corey Bots, by the way.
Thank you, Corey Bots, for your question, buddy.
Toby, a day ago.
Toby.
I would like to know how gaming has shaped you as a person.
How gaming has shaped me as a person. I mean, I don't think that like me playing video games, like the games themselves have affected me as a person. And I think it's the experiences through the games in which have shaped me. And almost every one of those games was like an online game, right? It was like some sort of online perspective or, like avenue. So Halo 2, Halo 3, like the people and friends that I've met, the teams that I formed, and the relationships that I made, things like that, right? Like Final Fantasy 11 brought me really like super close to people across the world, right? That I thought I'd never meet. It's probably really closer to my brother Chris growing up because we both played the game. So we were always just hanging out all the time talking about the game, and that's why our relationship is so good. Yeah, like things like that. Like right now, it's moved me down to Florida. Like let's talk about that. Like streaming and like I'm next to freaking. I would not be in Florida right now if it weren't for Tim inviting us. Me and Jess, Tim and Alexis inviting us down here to like spend time with them and to take a look at the area. So I mean, it's changed where I live. It's changed everything. So I'd say it's had a massive impact on me.
From Isaiah Silvis, advice to up-and-coming streamers.
Advice to upcoming streamers. This is the number one most question asked. Like, and it's usually probably for the best intentions, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like a get out of jail free card. People just want to know like what's the magic sauce to make it. And I tell people the same thing every time. There's a lot of things that you can do. Best advice I can get is the most consistent advice that I give, which is just like stream consistently, like hours wise. Like make sure that you're putting in not too much, but not too little. You need to have time for people to find you and like, get that exposure. Where are you going to get that? Uploading to TikTok and YouTube Shorts and trying to make viral and trending clips. Like that's going to be the way that people are going to come back and watch your long form content. Your short form content needs to be on point. And another thing I always tell people is like, look at your content. If you're a YouTuber, look at your content. If you're a streamer, look at your content and compare it to others. Not like how you should compare viewership, like, oh, he's so much bigger than me, but like, is my content as good as this person's content? Because I think that, yes, there is like, it's an opinion and there's perspective on what is good content, what is bad content. But also there's like, I think that there's a quality to it that isn't subjective, right? Like how well your YouTube videos are edited, right? And if they're just legitimately funny and like entertaining, are they being edited the way that other people are editing their videos? Like, what does that look like? And focus on that.
I mean, when I'm looking at short form content, not that people want my advice, but it's like I'm looking at the content and I'm like, would I ever watch this from not a poster POV? And what I put my brain to do is while I'm watching it, would I skip this at any point? And if I say yes, I cut that part. Because it's like, if I would skip over it, because I'm like, all right, like if it starts too late, if the action starts too late, you're going to want to skip it because you're like, this is too long. I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah, that grab is huge, right? For short form content, that initial like hook is important. You got to get people to just get, what's that? It's So like a lot of people do the end of the clip, like just enough of the end of the clip, like not the full thing at the beginning, and then like they'll start with the beginning of the clip, and that actually gets me a couple times. Like I'll be like, oh, I gotta watch. Like, how the hell did this? How did I get there? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this episode with AFK with Ninja. Little hot topics here and there, but again, all light. We all like to keep it keep it fresh here. And we are going to be answering questions next week. I'll be talking and reading questions about what do you guys want Fortnite to bring back from Chapter 1? What is like the thing that is going to bring you back to playing with your crew that you used to play Fortnite with? We'll be reading those suggestions, and who knows, maybe I'll even send those on over to Epic, and maybe we'll get them in there for you. Or even though I have no pull, allegedly. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next time.